Hello and welcome back to another Tormentor video. In this one we're at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 54. So yeah, this issue was one which I was somewhat curious to see how they'd be playing out in this story, just because in the last issue, the way that I did it with different chapters, different points in the issue, I found it to be rather interesting with how they went around that, but it was still cool nonetheless. And I'd say that overall the story was a little bit confusing because the main character or the main villain was barely there. There was an army or zombie takeover kind of thing. So, like going into this issue, I was curious to see how to be wrapping things up and that kind of stuff. And this is the second part, the final part to this story arc, and the way they go around it is stupid. They end it in the possibly one of the worst ways possible. But at the same time, they do start something quite interesting where we do get to see Mikey, he's now blind, which I think is pretty interesting and cool. And I do believe that there's a lot of stuff which they could do there in terms of story-wise, but from what I can remember, it doesn't last all too long, but I might be wrong about that. But anyway, there's some interesting stuff and the worst ending, so yeah. Okay, so with the actual issue itself, so we do first start off with the villain, I forgot, I have forgotten his name already. I only read the issue like 20 minutes ago, I've already forgotten his name. He's, he's so memorable. I think it's Animus, I think that's what his name's called. He's this big bat creature thing, and he goes on to say that, oh yeah, like, these people, they're attacking in the darkness, they're fighting for religion, or something along those kind of lines. So now I'm gonna banish the light, we're gonna destroy everything, we're gonna win with darkness, and then eventually when, everything dies, the darkness is gonna win. And he wants to do all this by taking out the light, and it gets so stupid. So I can't believe I'm going to say this next bit because it is so stupid. So this character Animus, he can't deal stuff with the light because he gets attacked by it. It burns basically. Now he's out in the middle of daylight in Israel, I think it is. In the middle of daylight. Oh god, no, middle of the day. In daylight. He burns from light. Somehow he's not burning from the daylight. However, April comes in and tries to help by shining a light from her torch. That burns him. The sunlight doesn't burn him, but yet he somehow needs to go into hibernation to regain his powers. Where is the logic in all this? This is oh god, this is so stupid. I didn't think I'd be saying this kind of stuff, but a person who is afraid of a light and gets defeated by the light is out in the middle of the day, in broad daylight, and doesn't get attacked by it. I almost can't believe I'm saying this stuff. Oh god, this is stupid. I mean, I know that this was in the 90s, but my god, this is so stupid. Oh god. So yeah, after that we get to see everyone, they go back to the hotel while Animus goes to his lair, and they do reveal here Mikey's blind, and there's not really too much to it for this issue. From what I can remember, this whole blindness thing, it goes on for a few issues, but I can't remember much more than that. I don't think it lasts all too long, or it plays any big significant role in this issue. But I'd say with a ninja being blind, there's so much I could do with this. And I know that they did sort of explore this a little bit in the Mirage era as well, during, I think it's the Tales volume 2, I think it was, where Leo went blind for a bit. So they have experimented around this for a little bit, and I don't have to say there's a lot in there which they could do with the visual stuff, with and also just what they could do with Mikey. There's a little potential here, but knowing them and how they've already screwed up one major element of the story in this issue, I got a feeling they're not gonna make this whole thing work. So yeah, but then after that we do get to see the Turtles, April, Splinter, Ninjara, and the alien one. They decide to go over to Animus' hideout, and it gets even more stupider from here. So they go down inside the building on the ground, and that's when they come in contact with Alfala. I think that's what the name's called for the bird, and Katmadu. They all team up. They then go on to fight the minions, and the alien one just shines a light. They all disappear. So you know, hardly any fight kind of thing there. But then, it gets stupider. Somehow, you know, a character who, you know, is like can't handle the light out in broad daylight. It gets worse. Somehow they managed to do that. It's a miracle they've been able to do that. So in this bit here, to defeat this big statue creature who's going to destroy the world and that kind of stuff, the way that they defeat the character is the alien woman. She takes away the scrolls that brought him here, and he shrinks down, and that's it. He's out. He's like shrunk down. He's like a miniature character, like someone from Turtles. Oh my god. Oh boy. Where do I begin with this? This is the worst way to end the story arc with, you know, a big character coming in, doing big damage, and Turtles just struggling to defeat them and all that kind of stuff. And well, he's just shrunk because they took away his scrolls. At least give us something. At least give us any kind of fight. At least something. Not just take away his scrolls because we've got like 5 pages left. Oh boy, this is just disappointing. No, disappointing doesn't even begin to describe what I feel about this bit. It is. I can't even believe it. And well, to make things even worse, they decided to bring the animus guy back to the hotel so Emikyo can put him inside her snow globe that she bought in the last issue. Shouldn't he die from that? You know, like no oxygen. How did she get in there if it's made of glass? And I'm pretty sure we don't ever see him again, so he probably dies. This issue is so stupid. Oh my god. I can't even with this issue right now. Oh boy. Okay, so so yeah, I mean, I have to say that overall with this issue, it was stupid. Oh my god. I mean, I definitely feel like there's a lot of stuff which I want to like about this issue, with like the monkey being blind. I feel like that's an interesting thing. But my god, everything else about this issue is incredibly stupid. From the thing going out in broad daylight just by having the weakness of light, and then being shrunk down because he doesn't have his scrolls. This is going to be one of the worst stories they've ever created. What were they thinking with this issue? This is an absolute joke. Thank god this issue's over. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? I don't think anyone will. But yeah, that's going for today, guys. Please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.